Hi everybody, welcome to Castles and Crapshacks. I am your host, Legendary Neurotoxin, and today's episode we're going to be touring Dark Elf builds. Now, the workshop is about to wrap up the contest. In fact, that's going to be ending, I believe, in 3 days on the 9th. So, we're going to be touring Dark Elf builds today because they're going to be in their most awesome state relative to a Castles and Crapshacks show on a Sunday here. And we might see some works in progress. We might see some stuff that's maybe not necessarily unfinished, but it was just built up to design a specific piece like this one here. And there's probably going to be a lot of awesome stuff we'll see along the way. So, this one here was made by a player named Hardpu, H-A-R-D-P-U. It's one of the earlier ones on the list if you search for Dark Elf. So, if you're looking for it, this is it. It's pretty cool looking, just the way they've designed it. The different lines. It doesn't really look as spiky. I really like the little lanterny parts that they put on here. That's really nice. It doesn't seem as necessarily defensive, but it looks really cool. I don't know if this is necessarily Dark Elf or Dark Elf but just needs a little bit more zazz, but I really like the look of it either way. It could be regular elf almost. I guess it'd be a high elf sort of thing, except they wouldn't be necessarily as stone and purpley. So, I mean, that's all that really was to see about this one. I like how it kind of framed up the sun there. They got it going all the way down to this arch, and the arch is kind of nice. I can see it. They definitely could do some more, and maybe plan to do some more, but might just be taking the day or the weekend off. So, I'm going to go back on up to the top. We're going to get a nice screenshot. There we go. So, how's everybody doing today? Totally succeeded. Alright, moving along. This seems a little bit more like a Mordor, and less like something I'd expect to see for a Dark Elf. But you know what? It looks awesome anyway, so let's check it out. I'm doing fantastic. Unity has been coming along fairly well. Just got a little bit of help from Sir Kane. Helped me along with just defining something in the right way. I needed something as a static public variable, and now I'm able to do the things I need with my UI. So got some fun stuff coming, some good functionality. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll have most of the makings of the previous version of the dual input game, as well as some new features that I didn't even have before. The iOS Twitch app is already messed up in what way? So, where's the tower? Where's the tower? There we go. So that looks totally awesome, and that's a great use of all those little torches and the... Gosh, is that copper or rubicite in there? That's rubicite. Rubicite. Video locked up. Oh no. Apple, what are you doing? So that's neat. It's kind of an interesting aesthetic. I don't know if it's necessarily dark elf. It looks maybe even more evil and sinister. I like the way it's built. That's definitely, that seems more like something that Archlich Coralin would be into. These stairs, let's see these stairs. They've got the open windows along the way, so it's not like super claustrophobic, but unfortunately you still have to really zoom the camera in and whip the mouse to the right to get through here smoothly. So they're functional as a really tight spiral staircase, but unfortunately the spiraliness just doesn't work, and I see it doesn't actually even lead to anywhere anyway. So the good and the bad. It's really tough to make a good set of spiral stairs that doesn't feel all tight and tough to navigate like this. Doesn't have the EverQuest 1 feel to it. Yeah, Catavari, every other app may work fine, but you know what the developers had to go through to make it work that way? Like that. Just got their crafting station inside. I guess it's that I like the shape of this interior space. It's not really well decorated at all, but I really like the way it's designed and laid out. I could see this being a really nice inner space to be using. The outer walls as well, I really like this kind of pattern that gets created. If this were decorated up with the spikes and the walls and the awesome goodness, be pretty cool. So Karens are still 52. You're going to be building cat towers and scratching posts all month. I don't know. I don't know about that. So there is some really cool stuff going on here. Don't get me wrong. I like what I see here, but do I think it's really particularly dark elf? Nah. Nah. Cool stuff though. Oh, Xvogue, thank you very much. Dranthos, hey, welcome, welcome. Barnjuf the Warsmith. Interesting name. Yeah, Nagafen hat. It's fun. I actually got it at the DCUO panel at SOE Live last year. I'm wearing my SOE Live shirt, right? Yeah. You can't really see it. SOE Live is the thing that I yell on the camera. They didn't really use the clips much last year, though, so I don't know, maybe I'll give them one this year, maybe not, we'll see. So let's move on. Raver Crew. Let's check it out. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a panel at SOE Live this year, potentially 2 of them. One of them's an H1Z1 panel. Oh, let me just evac to safety. This has been a big evac. Alright. So here we are. The tower. I like this. I don't know if it's got any purpose other than being aesthetically nice, but it looks pretty cool. This maybe is like a almost like a lighthouse sort of thing. Tranthos, thank you very much for the follow. Xvogue, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciate it from the both of you. And stick around because there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff coming from this channel in the future. Not just landmark stuff, though. My landmark game is going to be stepped up once combat finally comes in. I've got so much to talk about. You don't even know. I haven't... For as little as we know about the combat system, you'd be amazed how excited I am about it. And how much I think I actually know about it. So these are really cool. The natural stone kind of being offset by the shinier... Is that obsidian? It is. Polished obsidian. So that's really cool. I don't know about these giant hook-looking things, though, with the chains on them. That seems more like an orc or an ogre sort of thing. Oh, we already know SOE Live is when they're going to do the combat reveal mojo. If you look at the blueprint, they've changed it where combat used to be the thing they were doing in July. Now they're doing all the building tool cleanup in July. H1Z1 is going to be coming out, let me put it this way, if we don't know when early access is coming out before, or if we don't have early access before SOE Live, that's when we'll know about it. So these stairs are really nice. Maybe too natural for Dark Elf, though. I really like the stairs. There might be another race they work better for, but I don't know. The spikes lining it looks great, but then the vines going up, it adds a lot of nice kind of busy work to it, but unfortunately it gives it too much of that natural look along with the actual natural appearance of what's going on in here. It doesn't really feel as much like a Dark Elf sort of thing at that point. They seem more like a rough-hewn stone, like polished and neatly cut like this upper area. Though I could see this maybe being the stuff that's kind of still in the mountain. But even that, I'm not really sure about the vines. I'm not sure if they would do that sort of thing with it, or if their geomancy actually extends to plants and nature. Elves in general, they do and they don't. I mean, I can't really think of anything from the dark elf aesthetic other than like maybe some mushroom farm caves or something that would have that sort of a natural look to it. Those, you know, planter torches, that's kind of interesting. It's a planter until you click it, then it becomes a big burning mess. I see. So we got the chain clinic connecting to the platform here. That's kind of neat. Chip, how you doing? Zach 11. The only things that where they may be associated is the animals that they're putting in H1Z1. They might use the same models in Landmark. I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's going to be a clean looking bear, raven, rabbit, wolf, and deer anyway, so why use cartoony versions? We're not using SOE mode with them. We don't have to anthropomorphize animals, stupid animals. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it. It feels like it kind of belongs, but at the same time, with the context of a lot of the other stuff we've seen, I'm not 100% sure if this iteration of what Dark Elf is would actually use those vines. This upper half, though, oh my goodness. This is definitely, like, super Dark Elf. I think some lower jaggy points and such would be pretty nice too. I don't know. I always feel like with the stone, things are being kind of pushed up from below. So I would imagine just as many kind of spiky looking things along the bottom walls, just as we see the ones coming down from the top here. So that's you know, if I was the builder, if I was suggesting to the builder some way to add to it, that's maybe something I would think about, or at least something to add a little bit of trim to these corners here, make it a little bit less bland, a little bit more ornate. Hey labels, still haven't sent you that email yet, but I will probably be getting the at the latest tomorrow, probably tonight, maybe tonight. After Castles and Crapshacks, I'm going to take a 2-hour break, and then I'm going to begin the line build only challenge. Line build, line tool only. That's why, as you can see, I've got only the line tool. So I like how they've done that rail. That's pretty cool. So there's a lot really going on right with this place. It looks really cool. It's got a really neat aesthetic to it. It seems maybe a little more on the naturally side to me on the lower areas, but at the same time that might actually, you know, be even more appropriate. I might be misinterpreting what the aesthetic's supposed to look like. Alright. The lovely flyover. Lovely. Very nice. Pretty impressive. Oops. Too evil for Dark Elf, I would say. Too evil for EverQuest next Dark Elf. Some really awesome builds out there. Could be. Weird. Could be. Could be that they're all spawning in different places in the world. That's a really nice gate. Very dragony looking. A lot of parts. Damn, that's what I'm talking about right there. They've made their own portcullis. Pork cutlets. Pork cutlets. Those are chairs that look like they can eat you? Chair traps? Well, I think they're just getting ready for the caves actually doing what they're supposed to. They're not actually supposed to stay around in the same state until the servers go down and the zone goes down and comes back up. They're supposed to redo themselves more readily. Oh, and I can see their tool. That's lovely. So, let's look at the outer detail here, because that's really the big thing to focus on here. Those archways are really nice. They give it a very tough reinforced look. It fits with the aesthetic. These axe blade looking protrusions definitely feel like they fit. They don't make it look gothic or anything. They don't look like they weaken it in any way. It looks like there's just reinforcements that happen to have axe blades on them. Then we've got, you know, these larger ones here that are really, really nice. It's got that extra rubicite kind of giving it that extra detail. The red with the purple there works. Blue, purple, red, just so long as they're done in ways that are kind of reserved, all kind of work with the aesthetic. As we can see up here is the moonstone kind of filling in these spikes, and that's actually a little bit more bluish. But it works really well. Now that's a really nice look to it too, because on the inside you don't see the moonstone, you only see it on the outside. So makes the inner part maybe look a little bit more reinforced. You can get up through here and shoot out. Is that symmetrical? I don't know if that's symmetrical. I think this might be off one block. Maybe I should tell them. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh well, figure it out and deal with it if they need to. Ooh, those are really nice. I want to put those on the end of a spear. Those look nice. Hey, McShady, thank you for the follow. It's a great name, by the way. How you doing, Jimmy? Welcome, welcome. Nice interiors here. All these spikes, you just need to do a dark elf judo throw and bam, they're upside down impaled on one of these lower spikes. Very cool. Or you just kick them into these ones. Good stuff. That's really cool. These little gaps here so you can knock somebody over the head and then throw them down, and then you walk down the stairs, and while they're all recovering you just casually walk up to them and start kicking them some more. Or throw them over the stairs again, over here. Functionally, this is really, really very nice for Dark Elf. Ooh, I like that kind of arched look going on there too. Let me go back up there. They're straight. It's a straight line, but because the way it's curved, it almost looks arched. That's really cool. Those are really nice stairs. Good use of material. Oh, those inlays, they're so subtle and they're so nice. Damn, I didn't even notice those before. The walls are a little bare. I don't know if those could use a little bit of zazz, if they could use a little bit of the the spikes kind of lining that we saw earlier. Where was it? Either some of the decoration like that, or maybe a little bit of that, or maybe a little bit of that or something. Something to give those bare walls maybe a little bit more love. But, ooh, wow, I didn't even notice that. Now it leads into some other thing. That'll be another section built later. Nice. The purple here, it almost makes me feel like these are supposed to be windows that are just, you know, you're just seeing out to a sky of purple. It's cool. Even those bookcases look mean. What a really nice build. What do you folks think of this place? Is this like basically are you seeing the same kind of ideal dark elf kind of building style and architecture going on here, or is this not necessarily what you folks would imagine or envision for it? As personally, I feel like this is really spot on. Yeah, the interior, the exterior. This is just a really, really sweet build. I could see this being a like some sort of a state building of some sort. Definitely getting more in the right direction, yeah. Interesting things to have kind of placed here. This isn't actually a place to stand out and fire out or address the people. Right now it's just a storage little corner there. That's kind of funny. Purple's overdone. The purple might be overdone, but maybe it's just a matter of using more of the different types of the worked slate to make it stand out a little bit more in different ways. Yeah, McShady, it's not that tough when you're really going out there to collect materials, but if you're doing an awesome build, there's people in the community that are more than happy to throw materials your way. So it's usually a little bit of both, whatever you're collecting plus anything people are willing to give you. Those are really cool. Those look like the symbol for some sort of death metal band or something. Just one of them oriented like this way, or you know, the two of them oriented like that. That actually is kind of what I get the feeling of here. Borzork 78. That's an awesome name. Welcome. Borzork. It's like if you're Berserk but you played a lot of Zork games over the years. I'd imagine the class you play is a Borzorkor. Alright, that's enough out of me. Oh man, it's just such a nice place here. First EQ character name, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good name. Troll Shaman. Nice. And I like the windows here, how they actually go through. You can see through there. It's a wall. Looks really nice. My goodness, this is just a fancy build. Just very nicely done. Very lovely. I gotta find some way to get... Oh, and that was the thing I was seeing earlier. looking down from above or looking from a distance, I almost get the feeling of like a kind of like a dragon head look. I guess looking down from above kind of get the aesthetic a little bit. Some of the angles, it kind of looks like the face, and like the eyes would be going there, the horns coming off, and the snouty nose. Pretty cool. Or the could be the eyes here. Those look like more just the horns coming off the top, horns and ears and stuff. So yeah, very, very nice. I like it. I'm probably gonna have to do a flyover to get exactly the picture that I want, and that's fine. So what do you folks think of the Gem Finder's brooch? It isn't in the game yet, or it is, but they haven't distributed the codes to anybody who doesn't work at SOE, so they haven't distributed any of the codes yet. Boom, bam. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't mean to retake that screenshot. How did that happen? Let's try that again. I can probably just go from here. I gotta tell you, that built of the Zephyr really makes it easy to make awesome, awesome screenshots. I really wish they'd make more of them available somehow. Message too long. Kadawari, it lasts for an hour. It isn't expended. Adam, why don't you hang out with Yamino and crew? I'm pretty sure they find those things left and right. They probably give them away like candy too. Yamino is an awesome treasure hunter. You should all go hang out with him if you're going treasure hunting in Landmark, because apparently he's gotten really freaking good at it. Chest finder? Yeah, right. Then, like a potion. It takes 10 of every elemental or something to make it. Okay. Next build. Well, let's see what they've got. Well, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, Chip. I'm saying I think it'd be a little bit too out of balance for the context of the game. Yeah, Wick, that would have sucked. It would have been fine if it was both, that they made it a streamer item and they had it a chest item. That, I think, actually would have made it a lot more enjoyable for people. More than 30 seconds to detectors wouldn't really hurt. Yeah, I can agree with you there. They could make different tiers of detectors as well. Make ones that are, you know, higher quality, take more resources, but give you a lot more stuff, or a lot more feedback, or time. Definitely time. Okay. Very interesting looking build here. Whoops. There we go. There we go. That is kind of annoying to get up here. They use two different colors of orbs here. They use the purple one and the indigo ones. You think I wouldn't notice? Alright, so let's just check out what's actually going on here. So we've got this wall going around. That's pretty neat. It looks pretty reinforced where it's kind of built up here. Kind of feels like this part's just hanging over and jutting out, so I'm wondering if there's supposed to be a giant column here. Now let's look at the wall. I see they've got that kind of double layered shark tooth thing going on, and I really like that. I've seen that done in a few different places, either the spikes being the same size or alternating between large and small. It looks really cool. I kind of like the use of the kind of lumpier material for those as well. That's really neat. Those spikes, I guess those are the sharp, swordy looking ones for the dragons. I remember seeing this build. This looks a lot better than the last time I checked it out, I think. I remember these. They're still the, they look a little too curvy and not quite as, I guess, sharp and military to me. But I do like those little lights up there. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking too. Kind of makes me think of like axes and rhinos or something. Not really really sure. I mean, it goes with the build here, but it could easily go with a different type of aesthetic or a different race's aesthetic as well. It's really cool though. I remember this one was going to be the one with the, looked like it was supposed to have kind of a dock out there. So yeah, we've seen this one before. It's a little bit more built up. I'm just going to move along. Dimensionist. I don't think I've seen this one. Alright. I've got to kind of build up these giveaway items, so I figure I can actually upgrade it a little bit. You can win either a lunar anklet, a 7-day beta key, an iron pork cutlet, or a gem finder's brooch. You have any of these items to choose from if you win. So, that being said, I am going to start the first giveaway for today. It's a really interesting look to it. Very naturally. I think they're just experimenting here. I really like this. That's a very nice lantern looking thing. Cadavari, congrats. So, what would you like? You're looking for a pork cutlet, was it? Or gem finder's brooch? You got it. Congrats, Cadavari. Cool deal. So there's some neat experimentation going on in here. Muffin Chan, welcome. So I can't remember what channel I was in where I was talking about this, or maybe it was even during one of my shows, but I'm going to bring it up again. Cupcakes might be good, but what about cornbread muffins slathered in Nutella with little bits of bacon in the actual cornbread batter itself, so little crispy bits of salty delicious bacon, probably applewood smoked or cherrywood smoked, and of course sprinkles. Is that better than a cupcake? No, Chip, I didn't yet. Those will be coming probably tomorrow. Poor Zork. Philly 0233. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Devent. So the way you get the game, you can either purchase a Founders Pack, and if you want to do that, I've got a link below you can click, and you can use NEUROT00 as the promo code, so I can get more awesome stuff to give away to people. You can also win beta keys. There's 7-day beta keys out there, and you can win those here. But there's also permanent beta access keys out there. I have a few of those, but I'm still squatting on the combat system before I really get going with those. I might start using them a little bit sooner. We'll see. Broly. Sure, let's see what Broly's got going on. So, yeah, there's a lot of ways to get into the game. Now, the other thing is the game actually requires a pretty decent machine to run it. So, if you've been able to run, say, PlanetSide 2, because it's the same game engine, on medium or even high settings, then there's a pretty good chance you should be able to play Landmark. Where is it? It appears the builder might have thrown in the towel and deleted their build. Yeah. I'll see if I can spot it. Maybe they moved. Hey, look at that. It's like a Sky Parthenon or something. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of the little thing you would enter, the temple icon for Legend of Zelda 2. Yeah, Wick. If the rest of the build looked like what I saw in the screenshot, I don't know how much people would really be stealing from it. But I don't know. I mean, ultimately, yeah, it's a competition, but building the aesthetic is a collaboration. No, I don't see a fancy dark elf tower around here anywhere. Yeah, I think I'll just move on. That sucks. What's this over here? Oh, it's a giant horse, of course. A horse, of course. A pony, you see? Whoops. There we go. Hey, look, it's even got anatomical junk. Well played, sir. Well played. Sir and or ma'am. Stallion to rule the world. Indeed. Alright, so I'm gonna ride this horse for a moment while we find the next place. Bravo. Well done. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna grab some more water. You know what? I'll wait till the break. I'm good. Oh, it was underground? Oh, well. Maybe I'll go back after this place. This awesome, awesome place. And considering the devs have referenced this this piece of work and this artist's work, I would have to say theirs is probably going to go in for the contest. Mojo Kitty. Oh, that's so funny. Dranthos, I have not made them yet. It is something I do want to make. However, I do not have specific actionable plans to do as such. Maybe for my birthday. Oh, by the way, everyone, I'm doing a 30-hour stream on the 30th for my 30th birthday, so y'all should tune in for that. I'm going to start 3 hours before the 30th and end 3 hours after the 30th. So it is going to be a true 30-hour marathon, though I might take some breaks to eat and all that stuff, and might even have my brother come on for a few minutes and play a bit of FTL or something while I'm stuffing my face. Indeed, Wick. Indeed. Philly0233, thank you very much for the follow. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff from the fly-through you can basically see from the walls as it is. Really nice stuff. I really like the look of the fancy inlaid arches there. That's really, really cool looking. It is just really nice detail. 28th, nice. Very cool. That's really cool there. It's really cool there. Just really a lot of nice stuff overall. Great work going into here. The inlaid spiky obsidian there. Nice. And this is just a wall, it looks like. The natural stone kind of pushed up with it. So I like this. That's really nice. That was actually featured on the workshop show, I believe. Whoops. It's a little awkward kind of getting up. Really nice inlay. I like the shiny on mat there. The stairs. That really looks cool for the way they kind of curve the stairs there. 27th, nice. Again, that same pattern we saw on the outer wall, that looks really, really cool. It's kind of sharp and jaggedy, but especially aesthetically pleasing. These are really nice. These seem really like I would almost say thin and weak for a dark elf walkway. These don't really, they seem just a little floaty and dainty and maybe even like fairy-like. I really don't get the same kind of imposing, like, military feel to it. And I know not everything's supposed to look imposing. There's supposed to be things that look aesthetically pleasing. I would imagine if this is a reinforced walkway on a segment of wall, that we would have all sorts of spikes going up along here and places to fire out with weapons, and maybe with less of this kind of arch thing going on here. That's just my own personal opinion on it. Take it or leave it, but it looks cool, but I don't know if it necessarily is exactly what would kind of belong there, considering the rest of the build. I really like this, how these cross over one another. Very nice, very clean. Great use of the different materials. These stairs, though, that's the part that gets me, is right here you have to jump to get up the hitch on the first step. Those definitely would need to be adjusted a little bit. Same here, that one didn't quite even match up, so still a work in progress, I can see. That's really, really cool. This is more what I expect to see on those lower walls. I mean, yeah, you're definitely going to be firing down from here, but you're going to be firing at more distant targets from here. If they're already close up, you're probably going to want this lower position to be able to fire from as well. That's just my opinion, though. These look really nice. It's a good use of the large spikes and the small spikes alternating. It's a lot of space. It's not too busy. Looks very functional, very defensive. Easy to defend against if someone's trying to climb up. Yeah. I really like those spiky points down there. All in all, it's an awesome build. Alright, so I'm going to fly over and get the screenshot I want, and then we'll move on. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, so the publish has succeeded. That looks really cool. I don't know if it fits the aesthetic. Vampire? Oh yeah, we saw their stuff earlier. That was the other evilly looking stuff. Dark Elf Market? Sure. What y'all got at the Dark Elf Market? So what's everybody doing up right now? Is everybody building stuff, playing other games, watching, eating food, eating ice cream, eating Nutella, cornbread, bacon muffins with sprinkles? What's up, folks? What y'all doing? It's always interesting to know what people are up to while they're tuned in. Working on. I figured you would be. Should probably visit yours anyway. How's it looking? That's purple. What is this? Dark Elf Barbie's Playhouse or something? No. The spikes are functional, they're just maybe a little too square? They're kind of like the spikes I used for the gate on my tower. I like the alternating red with stone there. Is that wood or is that metal? Yeah, raw burled wood. It's a bar built with trim. And this part looks dark elf. Kinda. It looks a little too like if dark elves had bars, nightclubs, something like this. What do you folks think? Eating dinner? Cool deal. What you eating? Am I the only one that really gets the feeling that this isn't like a really dark elfy kind of build? It feels like a market, you know, carved from stone, but it could just as easily be human. Almost piratey even. Like some sort of pirate wizard. Yeah. Jambo, no, combat will not be in The roaming vectors was actually a really big thing. It might not sound like it, but the implications of it and what's been made possible with it is pretty amazing. My store features have been added. There's more Player Studio stuff that's in. Players can actually put their own Player Studio items in, so that's a pretty nice feature. I mean, Caves and Swimming came in at the same time. Iron Pork Cutlet, Gem Finder's Brooch, the what's it called? The monthly items for last month and this month. Combat's the big thing, and that's going to be coming with SOE Live is when they're really going to be showing that off. Storybricks hype indeed. Well, that and H1Z1, because they're both using Storybricks. I'm really excited for that. Taya Tour, hey, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. And there's going to be more awesome stuff coming from this channel. Alright. Yeah, H1Z1 is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm already really excited for what Storybricks is bringing to the table just with what we see with that. OBS, stop dropping frames. It's because I'm sending an image. Sure, actually, I was gonna go back. We're gonna try to track this one down, that's right. So I would ask who's excited for SOE Live this year, but even folks who aren't going, like, there's going to be so much awesome stuff revealed that that's just kind of what I think everybody is waiting on at this point. So there's allegedly an entrance around here. Why don't I turn on my... Whoops, that's not what I meant. Game settings, view friendly claims, game settings, view enemy claims. Not enemy claims. I don't know if anybody got the subtle joke there. Well, now that I found it, get them claim indicators out of my face. Okay, we have ourselves a workshop. Yeah, that's cool. I really like the kind of rough look going on there. That seems like it took a little bit of effort to get it looking all rough and jaggedy like that. Just a little kind of spikies on the walkway. So I would definitely say it's a work in progress. That cave fart looks pretty awesome though. Is this just another way through? No, it's just the way in. Okay, well, I'll take a screenshot and move on. Mojo, what kind of infused tea are you drinking? Acanthia. Hey! Look at that. Alright, now we're here. Hi, Coin and Cleavage. Have you been lurking since live feature rant? When did you start lurking? So let's see what we've got in here. That looks pretty cool for the door. Just a little treasure room. And so after this, I'll take their advice and go to the northeast. I like these stairs kind of meeting here like this. That's actually a really neat kind of look to it. I like the flow of the place here. It's a tight structure, but it uses the space pretty well. And defensible. If you had to, you could really cram a bunch of people in here and hold this place down. TSW? Oh, Secret World. Shimmer Rose! Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. So we're right now taking the advice of Acanthia to go northeast and check out what's there. So I'm just flying my way there because that's just how I roll. Chimera Rose, tonight at 8 p.m. I'm going to be starting 8 p.m. Pacific time, 2 hours after the end of Castles and Crapshacks. I'm going to be starting the line tool only build. I have not started yet, and I might add the selection tool not to build with, but just as a way to put down a guide, a grid in the world, so I know what I'm doing and lining everything up on. It should be a lot of fun, though. I have some things in mind, and I think it'll actually turn out really beautiful and really striking for the aesthetic for what we've seen in Landmark so far. I really wish I had some sort of an accelerometer or a speedometer or something, so I knew how fast I was going when I run versus when I grapple versus when I fly, to really know it's going to be the fastest way, because I feel like the Prime Grappler still gets me around faster than everything else. Yeah, that's true, Wick. Events, things happened. I have a Prime Grappler still, yes. So it's definitely got that going around. I've seen this around. This, I'm pretty sure it's microvoxel. It's really nice. Basically, after they were supposed to have been removed, someone tried entering one in their channel. It worked, and so few people got them. A bunch of people deleted theirs because they feared some sort of punishment. I was like, you know, we're going to be wiped in like 2 weeks anyway, so I'm going to enjoy it. And I told Omid about it, and he said, yeah, enjoy it. They'll eventually get rid of them. And they never got rid of them. Now, I understand there's some sort of super-powered grappler you can find in the what's it called, in the caves, and I'd love to know how the attributes actually line up compared to the how they actually compare to the Prime Grappler. 80, 85, half a second, 71. What are the stats relative to that? Here, I'll type it out. Oops. Hold on. Okay. So the range is the same, the speed's a little lower, the cooldown's the same, and the range speed. So the Prime Grappler wasn't actually a problem. It turns out it was actually pretty much on point. Yeah, so Prime Grappler actually, it turns out, isn't really that much better. I thought they were showing off another Dark Elf build up here. I was mistaken. So I'm probably going to move along here in just a moment. Different Dark Elf marketplace. Nostradamus. Sure. Let's check him out. So what do you folks think then? Should the old Prime Grappler codes be reactivated and people should be able to get their old Prime Grapplers back from Alpha? Or has it been too long? Or should people that entered their codes, even though the items were wiped, just have them restored to them? Should be a part of Trailblazers. You know, that's actually a really good idea. Trailblazer. You know, actually, any of the Founders Packs, I feel like that would be a really good item to add. But yeah, the closed beta access keys, definitely the Trailblazers and probably the Settlers or whatever. Not the Settlers, the Explorer. So this is just a for the most part, a swap meet, it looks like, or a laboratory. These lines, they're very nice and stately. I don't really get the feel of Dark Elf. I almost feel more Dwarf with this tower, up until we get to the purple at the top. And even up here, the spikes are so orderly. They, Apollonian, I would say. Maybe a little bit more variance would help, or maybe every third one or fourth one there's another one of the same curve where it's hooking like this. You've got another one hooking underneath to give it this kind of claw kind of look to it. Could be kind of a neat way to do it, or just extend every third one, or shorten every other, every third, or something. Some way to give it a little bit more variance, I feel like, would probably be really nice. Or where it's hooking like this, you have another one that's hooking out downward from it. That's another way it could go. Yeah, I like the upper ones. They've got a lot of jaggediness to them. Looks really cool. It looks like some sort of a giant fish hook. These square panels I'm not really as sure about. Again, going along with the lines there, they look a little too carved, maybe. Once again, more Dwarf, I would say, less Dark Elf, until once again we get back to the purple and the spikes up here. So I would almost say if Dark Elves were trying to build a tower that was supposed to be accommodating to dwarves, this would be it. Do you folks agree? Am I just kind of saying random words and hoping they make sense here, or is it do you folks kind of agree with that aesthetic here? I like that. Dwarves would be into that sort of thing, the trapdoor. Feels right to you? Okay. I like the stairs. They're not completely flush to the wall, so you can see what you're doing as you go down. Missing some arches and curves? Yeah, you might be right. Oh. Let me redo the flyover and the screenshot. Hold on. Cool deal. I'm really excited for the dwarf builds. I know we've got Karen's coming up, and I'm also really excited for those. I'm excited for those in a different way, though, because I don't know what their aesthetic is going to be like. Because that's something I've been thinking about myself. They've got some interest. Tour. Okay. Tour. I would say that's very gothic in style. I wouldn't say it's necessarily evil. Definitely changing the aesthetic and getting some red lights and stuff up in there. You could probably change that up pretty quickly, though. But it feels just as much like it could go in Disneyland. Oh, yeah. Southeast Asian? That should be interesting. A lot of really good stuff. But is it going to be a lot more like woodwork or a lot more of the stonework from that region? Because those, I would say, are two distinctly different sorts of things. It could also be turned into a sci-fi build. You're right. You're absolutely right. Mason's Dark Elf wall section. Yes. I'm liking the picture. Let's check it out. In about 10 minutes I'm going to do the next giveaway, and when I do that I'm going to start at break time. You can go take a break for a few minutes, grab some water, do all the stuff that I need to do to get ready for the next 2-hour set. And then of course after Castles and Crapshacks I'm going to be taking a 2-hour break so I can make and eat dinner and all the other silly things I might need to do. And then I'm going to be getting on for probably 4 hours working on the line tool build. Line tool only. If you see on my bar down here, I only have the line tool up, and there's a reason for that. Camper 509, hello, hello. Speak up, say what's up in chat. Don't just follow the channel. You can always be an active member of the channel here. And it's a lot of cool people. If there's anything you want to know about the game, definitely ask questions. We have a lot of awesome folks here. If there's something you see in a build that you really like this spiky prison pit here, that's really funny. We call this one the trash compactor. That's a seriously funny place to put that trap. So let's look at the detail here a little bit more. Oh, you like that one, X-Vogue. Gateway to Umbralesque. Oh yes, I will write that down. Oops. You get out of there, start menu. Awesome camper, very cool. Yes, Shimmer Rose. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. I should really do that myself. I mean, I had the original house made out of doors in back in Alpha that just blew Omid's mind apparently. So that could be a lot of fun to do. So clearly, this is the outside of the wall. It's well lit. It's very imposing looking. You see the rough raw stone. It's got the outer kind of stone detail, the inner kind of stone detail, and it's coming outward. It's not being dug inward. This really lovely lamp-looking thing hanging down here that looks pretty awesome. And then up here, we've got the big spikes, and those spikes do look pretty mean. They look like they come to maybe too thin of a point. I remember they were saying maybe those thin of points aren't necessarily Dark Elf style. That if you could do that, maybe some of them should look a little kind of broken or jaggedy. But these, they kind of support these spiky things that are making it hard to climb up. So all in all, that works pretty well. I like the break in the symmetry from one side of the wall to the other. So we've got this one, you know, all spiky, and then this one that you're going to be seeing more from the town side. Not as spiky. There's still some spikes on it. Still not as easy to climb. But it's definitely a lot easier if someone's to try to climb this side versus the other. Now we see that kind of inner detail that the lamp is on the other side, but we don't have the kind of outer segment going around it. We don't have that lamp hanging down. That's totally fine. I like this here with the alternating stone, using especially the light for the further stuff and the dark for the or rather the light for the closer stuff and the dark for the further stuff, to further kind of push that contrast. You got it, Rose. So, cool stuff going on here. I like it. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to have my UI on to actually take the screenshot. I can try that again. Kind of want to get it with the ocean in the background. Trench. Trench isn't a very popular island. I haven't really gone to a lot of stuff on Trench. Yeah, Exvogue, I agree. Pretty nice here. Very well done. Okay, so let's search for that. Umbrella. How can I find you again? I keep on forgetting what your actual in-game screen name is. Rune Edge, that's right. I keep forgetting. There we go. That's pretty cool. Neato. It's a really cool tower. Alright. So I'm going to start the next giveaway and go on for break time here. So, going to get that rolling here. Same stuff, same rules. And of course, if you're how long for open beta? Probably months. Maybe not 6 months. Let me wake up Nightbot. Nightbot, what are you doing? Get back on the job. So you can win a lunar anklet. You can win an iron fork cutlet. You can win a 7-day beta key. Or you can win a gem finder's brooch. So you get to pick. You're the winner. If you win. If you don't win, you don't get to pick. And it's just going to be a random number from 1 to 100, so good luck to you all. And I'll begin that now.